Well, hello you bearded bastards, and welcome back once again to Athlest Zephon, Scorchfountain, where it is the 1st of Granite of 1168, early spring of our 5th year, and you may remember that the dwarves are gearing up for some downtime. Some very well-deserved downtime, I should say. Oh my god. Acker, mercy, please. The dead walk, hide while you still can. A fantastic way to start out a year. Sarcasm. Well, here we get to see them up in the north, the place where they always seem to attack from, and this time I'm noticing a few different faces here. Usually we only get attacked by humans, but this time I'm seeing some goblin corpses as well, armed nonetheless. Oh, and this is interesting. One of these corpses, this one here to the left, is a damned one, and is actually that same dwarf that attacked us that very first time. Remember, it just kind of like popped up in the periphery of our map and then ran away? That's this guy, the same exact damned one. Well, we might be in some trouble this time. I'm hoping we aren't, but we'll see soon enough. I say that only because we've been doing quite an amount of work out here, and we may actually have dwarves up in this vicinity right now. I don't see any, but it could still be the case. In any event, I'm gonna turn on that burrow. Okay, there we go, dwarves. Everyone get in here. There we go. Yeah, I imagine we're going to be fine. Really hoping so anyways. You can see our defense is taking shape here. Still not done yet, of course, but it's getting there. Looks like we have one last dwarf to get in. Hurry your ass up, man. Come on, come on. There we go. Very good. And here come the zombies. No worries, though. And back up here in the anvil, the door is locked, and we are good to go. Turning off the burrow. And you know what? This might actually be a good thing. Gonna kind of force us to take some downtime. But before we get to it, we still do have a little bit of work to attend to down here in our new meeting hall. Isn't it spacious, though? Yeah, it is a biggin'. We're gonna need some tables and chairs, bare minimum, before we can actually use the thing, though. Still trying to get some made up. And I'll zoom out just because I'm sure you noticed. But you can see all these other rooms that we have planned up here. Quite a few of them. One of the important things we really have to get to is that temple. Remember, we accepted a petition last year, and with that we have to assign a temple and a priest for the communion of Bothering, a local religion. That's going to go up here, far to the northwest, along with a couple other similar temples. That's going to be pretty important. Gertal has a lot of worshippers in our fortress, and we can't upset them. Wouldn't be smart. Anyways, while we're putting the finishing touches on things down here, there are a couple of other things I'd like to bring up. First up, over here we have Obak de Tanlolum, our militia commander and leader of the Blue Bows, and you may remember that this guy doled out a pretty brutal punishment to one of our dwarves last episode. The husband of Ilral, Winks, our legendary armorsmith, killed the guy very quickly. Now, we had already had a brief look at his mindset, but I had taken a second look after he killed that dwarf just to see how he feels about it, maybe what happened, and I noticed a couple things. He has a calm demeanor. Also, he's very slow to anger. And remember, he's also incredibly muscular. So when you take those into consideration, I don't think he killed that dwarf on purpose. Maybe just went a bit overboard. Digging a little bit deeper, you can see he was angry while killing that dwarf. So yeah, I guess he got a bit fired up. He was exhilarated after punishing somebody with a beating. I mean, anybody's going to be a bit amped up after doing something like that. But the big point of note here is that he was uneasy after seeing the dead body of Zahn, and that he also felt sad at Zahn's death. Taking all this into consideration, I'm thinking maybe he just got a bit amped up, was overtaken by anger just for that brief second, enough for him to injure that dwarf too much. I think it was an accident, I really do. Obak here just does not seem like the type of dwarf to go kill somebody and enjoy it like that. That being said, I don't think he can avoid a nickname after this. His name is Obak de Tanlolum, Ironwood. And when he arrived here, he was a doctor. And so I'm thinking the dwarves refer to this guy as Doc Ironwood. Some nicknames just stick, especially after an event like that. Really hoping that whole thing was an accident and that it doesn't happen much more. Well, actually, Might be another chance here to see what Obak will do. Aban, our tanner/butcher, is throwing a tantrum right now. They're over here in the Farmers Guild Hall. Let's see how this goes. Something just happened. Oh, it looks like she lashed out and hit a Fields Dwarf a couple times. Nothing too serious, thankfully. But Moldath and that Fields Dwarf went off to tell Obak, I believe. Oh, you're in for it now, Aban. We do have a prison. Just a heads up. Alright, just trying to keep an eye on Aban here, see what happens. At the temple right now, just kind of praying. Ironically, almost exactly where Zahn was when he was beaten to death. Sure seems to be taking a bit. Oh, hold up. Oh man, that was a hell of a beating right there. Yeah, a bit too much there, Obak, I think. Why are you not using our prison, my friend? Fisher, get in here, will ya? Can't go letting another dwarf die like this. It looks like Doc Ironwood broke both of her hands, mangling them beyond recognition, and even fractured one of her legs. What the hell? Well, let's keep that in mind, dwarves. You don't want to be causing trouble around here, or Doc Ironwood's really gonna take care of you. Hang in there, Aban. Damn. Anyways, moving down out of the anvil and far underground, we could see our new temple. The one that'll be used by the Communion of Bothering. All set now, has some silver statues in here as well as a couple of altars. Still filled with boulders though. We'll get them cleaned up in time, no worries. Now the next step is to recognize Priesthood. Well, I guess we'll do that. And the priest of the Temple of Bothering is known as a holy breakfast. And I suppose we're gonna have to find somebody suited for this task. Someone with a good head on their shoulders who's also an ardent worshipper of Gurtal. Well, I'm having a look down the list here, and I'm not finding anybody that is an ardent worshipper of Gurtal. But I did notice Stinthad up here, Shield, our expedition leader, who worships only Gurtal and is a member of the Communion of Bothering. He does seem very excited that this temple was created. So, what the hell. If it doesn't work out, we can always take him off the task. And so, Stinthad, we welcome you to the position of Holy Breakfast of the Communion of Bothering here in Scorchfountain. May Gurtal ever hold you in her infinite womb. Alright, now the dwarves are still working. It's a shame there's so much to do. I really thought there'd be a lot more relaxation this year, but that really hasn't panned out quite yet. There's just so much that has to get done, it's crazy. One of the things we're having trouble with recently is getting our manager to do anything, and I'm not too sure why that would be. He's been fairly reliable up until very recently, but now he doesn't really seem to want to validate tasks anymore, which is not helping us out at all. Actually, our beardless manager seems to be very content up here just leading dying demonstrations, which a lot of dwarves really seem to enjoy attending. Glad you're passing on that information, but, we still gotta get stuff done around here. If he doesn't start doing what he's supposed to be doing around here, though, we might have to take him off the task of manager, and that would be a real shame. Okay, still getting some work done down here in the fortress. A lot of tedious stuff. We are approaching the midway point of the year. It is the 25th of Galena, 1168 right now, and we've done far less relaxing than I thought we would at this point, which is not great or smart, but here we are. We'll get to it soon though. I mean, there are some really important things that we have to get done. Not even kidding. And while we attend to all that stuff, there is something disturbing I noticed. Down here in the tunnels, where you can see the Undead Horde. Yeah, here they are, just down here, ripping apart all the local wildlife, attending to a giant cave swallow currently. Man, oh man, they kill a lot of animals down here. And I will note that at the current time, all of the zombies are down here. Every single last one, just like usual. Although, would you have a look at this sneaky bastard? It's that Swords Dwarf damned one, the one who led the siege here. He's been over here on this hillside almost the entire time. It's sort of like he knows our plan. This guy's just been waiting over here, and I feel like he's waiting for us to open up our doors. Luckily, I noticed it. As I said, all the other zombies are down in the tunnels like usual. Yeah, we'll have to be sure not to open our gates now. Gonna have to keep those eyes peeled for this sort of antics in the future. Oh my goodness. Back in the fortress here, in Aban, the tanner/butcher, the one who was beaten earlier because she started a fist fight, she's looking to start another fist fight. Going through the fortress now, looking for a target. Oh yeah, this dwarf is really amped up. Who are you looking for? Where are you going? Ooh, she just hit a beetle. What the hell? You can't do that. Oh my goodness, this poor beetle. It didn't do anything to you, man. I'm starting to get real sick of this Aban dwarf, I'll tell you. These are basically sacred creatures to our people. You can't go doing that. Oh, and it looks like she must have attacked someone else along the way, too. You damn dwarf. Well, I convicted her of that crime too, and it looks like she's been sentenced to 29 days in prison, instead of a beating this time. Though it doesn't seem like the good doctor has any interest in taking her in. Kind of annoying. What is up with you dwarves? Do your jobs, huh? Well, here's an issue. Down here in the fortress lair, we have this strange mood dwarf, Asab, a woods dwarf. They've claimed a carpenter's workshop here, and they've been here for quite some time. I do not want them to go insane, of course. but something they need is wood, and of course we don't have much access to that in the fortress. That being the case, I have unblocked this tunnel right here, leading out to the second cavern layer, and somebody's on their way down to cut down a tree, just real quick. A mushroom tree. Goblin cap. Though, I have a striking feeling we are going to run out of time here. There are noises out in the caves. Terrifying noises. And if it belongs to what I think it belongs to, then we are in some serious trouble here. That being the case, I have ordered this tunnel to be blocked back up with stones, but I'm not sure we're going to have the time here, dwarves. Let's just see what happens. Alright, well, time is rolling forward right now. That tree's getting cut down, so that's good, but I have a very bad feeling about this. Alright, tree is cut down. The forgotten beast, Sanina, has come. A great crocodile with external ribs. It has thin wings of stretched skin and it undulates rhythmically. Its pale pink scales are large and overlapping. Beware its noxious secretions. By Acker's beard, we are in some serious trouble here. When we first started hearing those noises, I called the blue bows down to this tunnel, and they're stationed just up here to the north. We only have one of them here right now, though. Ooh, I don't even know what we can do right now. If that creature comes into this tunnel, there's a pretty solid chance it'll head down to the south, up this ramp here. And if it does that, it'll lead straight to our horn beetle pen. And I do not doubt that this creature could wipe out a good amount of them. Well, if one of those beautiful beetles can kill a demon, then hopefully they can take down something like this too. Here's hoping. Taking things slowly. Ooh, this is some bad news here. Following Sanina, and still going slowly here. The creature's taking on the water buffaloes right now, and some of the other animals in here, though I have ordered the blue bows to come in and try to deal with this creature. Just really hoping they're smart about it. If they can maintain a distance and just kind of shoot at it, then they might stand a chance. Oh, that being said, here is one of them, and they've begun shooting. This here is Tassid, husband of Tekud, our weaponsmith. They're an adequate bow dwarf, taking a couple of shots, but the creature is now charging them down. Not good. Not good at all. No other blue bows in sight. Oh, it looks like, yeah, the crocodile's hit. Badly too, it looks like. We have Bombwreck here, the dwarf who's caught in those cave-ins. He's beating the hell out of it with his pick. Oh, this is good. Yeah, get it, dwarves. Oh no, Bombwreck is hit. Bad. Real bad. A tendon in his spine was torn. He's fallen to the ground, and is unconscious. The bow dwarf is still shooting. Bombwreck goes down. Damn. The crocodile's not looking very good right now. The bow dwarf is still firing. There's blood all over the ground now. Crocodile blood. And dwarf blood. We do have another blue bow coming in, carrying a stone throne with them. Not gonna help them out that much, but here they come. They dropped it. Moving in. Helping their comrade. 2-on-1 right now. Take it down, please, dwarves. Speeding things up a little bit here. Two dwarves are fighting. They are fighting. Oh no, one of them has died. That was Meng, one of the first blue bows. Tassid is still in the fight, and we have yet another bow dwarf moving in. And that second bow dwarf was killed. Tassid is still hanging in there though. Tassid, please. Speeding things up a bit again. Oh no, we just had another dwarf die. Oh god, this is terrible. It's turning into a bloodbath here. Oh, here we go. Ooh, hey, would you look at that? Sanina falls. Oh my goodness, that is remarkable right there. I have paused the game. Oh yeah, but look at that. The beetles were beating the absolute hell out of Sanina. Ooh, yeah, that is nice. Fairly capable creatures, really. That's what I like to see. Well, luckily it was pretty wounded in the first place, or else I don't think the beetles would have done such a good job. We can't forget, too, that Sanina had some sort of noxious secretions going on. I'm hoping that doesn't have some sort of ill effect on these beetles, or our other dwarves for that matter. A bit ironic to say, as we've just begun construction on a butcher's workshop. It would be a good source of meat. Would hate to let it go to waste. We'll see if we can get it done in time, though. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but there is the matter of these dead dwarves down here. 5 dwarves, and... actually, here's another. It was an engraver who was in that area. They were wounded. I don't know what happened to them, but they ended up succumbing to their wounds. Not good at all. 6 dwarves down. That is rough. We're gonna have to get this taken care of soon. We were woefully unprepared for something like this. But you know, I am thinking of something. Something we can try out here. Not sure how it'll work. Gonna take a little bit of preparation. Over here where that forgotten beast was killed, we just managed to butcher the thing. Fantastic. And having a look here, oh yeah, we got a bunch of stuff from it. Exciting. 138 units of meat. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. And we also got some other various bits as well. Forgotten beast brain, intestines, heart, lung, eyes, and a whole bunch of fat. Awesome. Anyways, back up here in the anvil, I think my plans are about to be put into place. And so we're going to turn on the burrow, just like this. I'm going to unlock this door right here, and we'll watch to see what happens. Mainly keeping an eye on this sneaky bastard over here. The door is unlocked. I figured it would come straight to the anvil. Does not look to be the case, though. That being said, it does look like some of the other zombies are headed in. Okay. Back up here in the anvil, just trying to get past this minor heart attack. There were some cabbage seeds in the doorway here, so we couldn't lock the thing. But we're all set now, hopefully. Just gonna give things a second here, being very careful. Just trying to keep an ear on this door, see if we hear a commotion. And there we go. Voila. Now we have in this cage here an undead creature. A bowman, which is not great, but I suppose we can make it work. And now that we've done that, we can take these two blue bows right here, and I'm going to send them outside just for a second, just like that, just so we can reclaim this doorway. We couldn't relock it unless we did this. But yeah, okay, we're good now. The anvil is totally secure. And we have an undead marks dwarf in this cage. Oh, and right there, somebody took the crossbow from that dwarf zombie. It's another unarmed. Still armored, but no weapon. I know you still don't know what we're doing here, but it will become clear in time. Don't you worry. Now then, down this way here, we have a bit of a makeshift tomb. This is where we've been storing all those bodies. We didn't really have a tomb prepared, so it's the best we could do. And luckily, so far, all those bodies have been taken care of. You'll notice here we have a dwarf bringing that caged zombie into this room and placing it in this little nook in the wall right here. Just like that. Still have some preparation to put in place, but we're getting there. I will note that our necromancer friend over here has not yet taken on his managerial duties again. He seems far too content just laying around in the Farmers Guild, socializing, leading dying demonstrations. Oh, he's having a great old time in there, the bastard. I'd really love it if he did his job, that's for sure. That being said, I'm hoping soon we'll make some great use of the guy. Oh yes. A little bit of a distraction down here. We have Aban once more, throwing a tantrum and looking to start a fist fight, and they just punched someone. Who the hell was that? Looks like it was two dwarves actually, two stoneworkers, one of whom was Stinthat, Shield, our expedition leader, and it looks like he was wounded from the ordeal. His neck is torn open. Must have been a hell of a hit there. I'm sure the guy's gonna pull through absolutely fine, but Aban's antics are getting to be too much, I think. Damn obnoxious is what it is. Like, I don't particularly want this dwarf to die, but I also don't want our dwarves who can hold it together to die. Gonna try a little something. Nothing wrong with a little experimentation, right? And we did just create our tomb down here. Gonna be a grim ordeal, but it's something we have to do, I think. I locked her prison door. This might be getting a bit dark, but again, I think it's unavoidable. If things pan out the way I'm hoping they do, then she should be fine in fairly short order. This will be interesting. Okay, it looks like our room down there is all set, and so somebody's gonna pull this lever right here. There we are. Close up this bridge. Now we're gonna have somebody come over here and pull this lever, which opens up that cage that the Marks dwarf was in. So now they're over in this nook, and you can see in front of them we have some silver bars, and in front of that is the closed bridge. Remember that Marks dwarf zombie is unarmed. On top of that, each of these coffins in here does have a dwarf in it. Now, I figured I'd take some time here just to kind of hammer that point home that necromancers aren't exactly an evil thing. I mean, have a look at Beardless here. He's not evil, perhaps a bit lazy, but he's not evil, certainly. Necromancers in general aren't evil people. Sure, their methods are a little questionable at times, but them and their ilk are tightly woven into our culture, and without them we wouldn't be who we are today. We have to remember that even our beloved King Bim is a damned one, and he rules us to this day thanks to a necromancer. By the way, how you doing in there, Aban? Throwing a tantrum, very hungry, extremely thirsty. And there we go. If we can get somebody to come in here and grab this corpse real quick, you can just throw it in our tomb area, please. Thank you. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, now I think we're good to go. Moldath, get your beardless ass down here, huh? It's time to get to work. Alright, let's see how this goes. Moldath is heading down to the tomb area. He's in the room. We've locked the door behind him, and now it's time for a little bit of an explanation. You can probably guess what we're doing at this point, but just in case you haven't figured it out, well, I figured we would try to bring these dwarves back from the dead, much like we did with Aral down here, the Silent. Remember, he was killed quite some time ago by a horn beetle, and the way we brought him back to life was by putting his dead body down in the caverns. We stationed Moldath by that corpse, and then we had to wait for a bit of a catalyst, if you will. You see, necromancy can only really work under pressure. A necromancer needs that thrill of combat. They have to fear for their life in order for that magic to work. You may remember that when Moldath brought Aral back from the dead, they were fighting a troll, and it was because of that troll that Moldath was able to even perform that magic. Of course, that was also pretty risky. That troll could have killed Moldath, and so that's why we constructed this ritual chamber here. It should be quite a bit safer. Here's hoping anyways. Now then, Moldath is going to pull this lever, lower that bridge, and then he'll be able to see this dwarf zombie behind these bars. And when he does, I'm sure it will invigorate him enough where he can perform his magical powers on these corpses. What do you think? Ready to give this a try? Let's do it. Moldath, pull that lever. Oh. What the hell is that? Okay. Well, that didn't work at all. Like, not in the least. Damn it, what the hell? We can see Moldath kind of just running around in here in a panic. These zombies don't appear to be attacking him, but he still doesn't want to be in here at all. Okay. We've obviously missed some finer point to this necromancy thing. There are no damned ones in here. Just useless regular zombies. Let's see, it looks like we have 2 right lower arms, a head, just rolling around on the floor, and Aban's corpse. That's the one who died in our prison. A very fresh and unadulterated corpse. I thought for sure she would at least turn into one of those damned ones. Huh, very strange. I wonder what happened. Well, nothing we can do about it at this point, I guess. Though I don't know how the hell we're gonna get this guy out of here safely. If we open up that door, those zombies are gonna come out into the fortress, like, immediately. And we only have the 2 blue bows left. I don't know, man. Alright, we're gonna figure something out. Moldath, hang on for a second. We can't just unlock this door, damn it. Hang in there, dude. Well, up here in the anvil once more, and as you can see we have dwarves rushing outside, but that's fine, because the siege is over. And in fact, if you have a look at the date, currently it is the 18th of Granite 1169, the beginning of our 6th year here in Scorchfountain. And isn't it funny how this year was supposed to be our year of relaxation? That wasn't the case at all, actually. In fact, I'd say it was one of our most exciting years yet, and that's not really a good thing either. Well, time to make hay while the sun shines, I suppose. I'd like to get the dwarves back outside to work on that wall a bit more, but really, not sure I could picture us getting it done in time for the next undead siege. They seem to show up pretty regularly at this point. I'm really just hoping we can get some more migrants before they do show up again. We have so few dwarves here that we can hardly do anything. We were up to, what was it, 40 something, right? 48 maybe? But now we're back down in the 30s. Yeah, that Forgotten Beast attack was pretty brutal. I wouldn't blame migrants for being afraid to come to the fortress. It seems like 90% of the time at this point we have undead in the area. The only for sure way that I could see to prevent that is by dealing with them quickly. And because we don't have any warriors to combat them, I think our only choice is going to be to set up some traps. We need some automated defenses around here. Oh, hold up a second. Here's something interesting. Aral the Silent was just taken by a strange mood. Very interesting. I've never seen an artifact created by an undead dwarf before. Hoping the guy's successful. Don't want to count our horn beetles before they're hatched. Oh, and how about that? Some migrants have arrived. Wonderful. God, please be so many of them. So many migrants. Come on. Pile on in here, dwarves. We have plenty of space. And we could use the help. Okay, this is good. Looks like we're getting a whole bunch of them. Oh man, that is so exciting. Having a look, we are up to 57 dwarves now. Just stellar. We have enough spare dwarves now where we can fill out the ranks of the blue bows. Oh, that is excellent. They don't know what the hell they're doing yet, of course, but we have enough equipment for all of them. More than enough. Just gonna have to hope another Forgotten Beast doesn't show up. Back over here with the Silent, and it looks like he's continuing work on his artifact. Good to see. And there we go. He's begun construction. Can't wait to see what he comes out with. Let's give him a second. And there we have it. Aral the Silent Tholdumat, the woods dwarf damned one, has created Mimereg, a Bayberry wood splint. He claims it as a family heirloom. Splint. Okay, it's an interesting one. Let's have a look. Its name translates to swim flushed, and it's worth 67,000, which makes it one of our most expensive artifacts so far. This is a Bayberry wood splint. All craft dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of bayberry wood, square-cut indigo tourmalines, and pigtail. This object is adorned with hanging rings of reindeer leather and water buffalo leather, and menaces with spikes of hazelwood, black zircon, and smoky quartz. On the item is an image of emerald cut gems in bayberry wood, as well as an image of watermelon vines in dacite. Oh, that is a novel artifact. And I am just ever so certain that the noble name of Swimflushed shall go down as one of the greatest legends of the Abbey of Proliferation. Good job, Arel. Alright, back over here in the anvil, and you can see one of our new engineers putting a cage in this trap over here. So we have some cages in place in this hallway now. That being the case, I'm going to unlock this door here. Come on out, Moldath. There we go, okay. And we can see the zombies getting caught in these cage traps. Wonderful. He was not a happy camper at all. But, you know, I suppose that'll change things in a hurry right there. Moldath, the beardless Regoththeros, the gatherer/necromancer, has been elected mayor. Isn't that something? I guess our population's high enough at this point where we need an elected official like this. But, you know, I guess I never thought it would be old beardless here. That really is something. And just as soon as he escaped from that chamber, too. I think maybe the dwarves appreciate how much he had suffered. Just in the vague hope that he was able to bring those dwarves back to life as damned ones. That on top of the fact that the guy is really just a master of charisma. Yeah, he's able to handle himself very well in conversation, that is damn sure. Oh my. Yeah, old Scorchfountain has been one hell of a flurry of activity recently. All kinds of stuff going on. A ton of stuff in the background too that I haven't even showed you. But we'll get to it in due time, no worries. For now though, I thought it'd be nice to have a look into Moldath's mindset. That's not something we've ever done actually. Well, having a look here, there's a whole bunch of bad stuff straight off the bat. He's not too happy about how things are going around here right now. Couldn't really blame him either. He feels dejected, dwelling upon wearing old clothing. That's something we badly have to get done around here. We need a clothing industry. He felt empathy while being cried on and yelled at by unhappy citizens. See, necromancers aren't bad people. He feels empathy for his fellow dwarf. That's a good thing. Looking deeper into who he is as a dwarf, a couple of interesting ones here. He's frequently depressed, although he can handle stress. He tries to keep things orderly, is quite polite, even though he thinks it's kind of silly to do so. He is greatly pleased by his own looks and accomplishments, and also thinks he's fairly important in the grand scheme of things. And more interesting still, Moldath has a singular dream. Something that he would dearly love to accomplish above all else. Moldath dreams of ruling the world. And perhaps becoming mayor of Scorchfountain is his first step in that direction. Things might be getting very unexpectedly interesting around Scorchfountain, though whether that's for good or for ill, time will tell. Well, hello you bearded bastards, and welcome back once again to the end of the episode, where we'll just kind of be talking about some behind the scenes things, little observations, that sort of stuff. And of course, we'll also be taking a look at some fan artwork just in the background there. Some really stellar stuff this week. Such talented people out there. Anyways, wow. What an episode. Whole bunch of stuff in here, so let's get to unpacking. Now, I noticed I've got a little bit of a problem. This was intended to be a year of relaxation, but that was not the case. I could have just taken all the duties off the dwarves, just let them kind of kick back for a bit, and I don't know, maybe I should have, but it's difficult. It's really difficult. There is so much to do, and even though we worked through this entire year, we still have so much left to do. I don't know, I just kind of want the fortress to be all kind of like done and set before we relax, I guess. But maybe that's not the way we should be doing things. As I said in the episode, we did all kinds of behind the scenes stuff. And, you know, I think we'll take a look at that next episode. Yeah, maybe a bit of a building episode next. Building/planning, just to give you a bit of that insight there. Might be nice. Let's see what else. Alright, Moldath, the beardless. The guy commands attention, what can I say? Initially, I didn't really want to give him that much attention. I didn't want this to be a necromancer fortress at all. But he shows up, is a necromancer, that's weird. Doesn't have a beard, strange. Raises a dwarf from the dead as a damned one, I've never seen that before. The dying demonstration, that's entertaining. And now, he's our mayor. It's unavoidable, really. This guy's taking center stage whether we like it or not. Although, I'm sure more than a few of you don't mind at all. And you know what, I don't think I do either. Just going with the flow over here, really. On another note regarding our local necromancer, I am extremely upset that he was not able to bring any of those dwarves back as damned ones. I was so excited for that. Not even kidding. Especially that one damned dwarf that had just died. That was like a fresh, brand new corpse. I thought for sure at least that one would become a damned one, but I guess it didn't work. Annoying is what it is. But I think we'll have another stab at it in the future. Maybe make a safer ritual chamber that we can keep reusing. I want a reliable way to get those damned ones. How cool would that be? I guess I just thought it'd be a lot easier than it was. Oh well. Oh, and on one last note, that forgotten beast, Sanina, the crocodile. A lot of people are curious how I get those sounds. And truth be told, it's me. It's my voice. And so I figured I'd show you how I make those sounds. First up, we're gonna listen to some crocodile sounds. Alright, so we have some hissing in there, some growls, that sort of stuff. A bunch of sound effects we've heard before on TV and movies and stuff. Now I'm going to try my best to recreate some of these sounds. Start with some hissing. Kind of like that. Now some growling. Jesus. That'll probably do right there. And now I'm going to lower the pitch a whole bunch on both of them. And also kind of like stick them into each other. Like this. And that's pretty much it. Admittedly, it was a bit of an easy one, really. Didn't really do too much with it, but it gets the job done. And with that, we wrap things up. Once again, my bearded bastards, I thank you for joining me here today. I really do hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I certainly hope to see you next time here in Scorchfountain. And until then, my bearded bastards.